Shalom, Shalom, Israel. I'm the brother Yarazakal, and once again I'm coming to, do the work of the Most High, by enlightening the brothers and the sisters, all right, in the name of Yahweh Shai. All right, so before I proceed, I will turn to the east, and I will give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Waha, Rakha, Kwadash. All right, so double honors to the apostle of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the brother, the sincere brother, that are in the Lord doing the work of the Most High, doing the bidding of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and also Shalom Wahab to the brothers and the sisters, in this truth. All right, that are awaiting the return of our Savior, Lord and Savior Yahweh Shai and Mashiach. All right, so today we're going to talk about, spiritual husband. All right, spiritual husband, also wives. Okay, so spiritual husband for brothers in the truth, and spiritual, spiritual husband for sisters in the truth, and spiritual wives. All right, for brothers in the truth. All right, that's something that we don't really speak about, but I found out something in Tobias. Yeah, Toby the 3rd chapter, and I just want to share with you so you can see that, before I even start, we're going to read something to establish that fact. Because it is a fact. But, the churches, the fake churches, the harlot houses, right? They do talk about it, but they're doing it the wrong way. They're using the wrong name, and they do it in the wrong way. They entertain demons. Them themselves are into the madness of, demon worshipping, but it's covered. But nevertheless, they speak about that aspect. Because if you think about it, throughout Yahweh Shai ministry, he had to cast out demons. So demon possess, the human body. He possess demons. They possess our body. We got the priest talk about when the demon is chased away from a body, he will go in the dry places, and wander. Then he will come back. Obviously, he will miss home. Then he will come back and peep through the window of your body. And if he sees that it is tidy, meaning that if you see that the spirit of the Most High, or the Ruach HaKodesh, hasn't, inhabited or didn't, take place, or didn't, it's not abiding in you, then he will say to himself, oh, well, I left, but he didn't bring the righteous spirits, in his body, right, to reside in him. So therefore, I will reside. Not only I will come back, but I will bring 7 of my folks. And he goes on to tell us that your condition will be, worse than the previous one. Okay, so it's established. We know how the spirit works. But in this system in Babylon, we saw, we become so carnal that it's very difficult for us to really understand this thing. We want to do the work. But meanwhile, we don't know that there's demon that's taking precedence in our lives. All right? And before I carry on, I would like to say this. Yes, I made a little mistake regarding, what the brother Ben Yamyam said when I was reading his text that he sent to the brother Lakhamar. Okay, so he said to the brother, yeah, just get off the road, meaning I just came from the road, which is a Jamaican, expression, way of talking or speaking. But at the same time, brother should understand this. While a man speak, there's the one that he speak, but there's double meaning. There's a spiritual part. And I believe the spiritual part, although he say go off the road, I just get off the road, all right? It also means that yes, we need to get off the road. But, which he did, because he's a wise man. He ain't going to put himself into a situation where Esau is after him. But then, that was like a warning for us, for those who can see. Okay? Now, obviously, me saying that is a wise counsel is not like an order. You know what I'm saying? Because I know Yahweh Shai. It's rather a wise counsel, all right, to get off the road. That's what it is. Okay, so we can carry on now. So I wanted to read Ephesians, okay. I want to read Ephesians. Yeah, let me read Ephesians, you know. Is it Ephesians? Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
Single in 2022.
Yeah, Ephesians 6 and 11 says, put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So we dealing with demons. Yeah? Now, let me give you an analogy. Yahweh is married to us. He made a covenant. Marriage is nothing but a covenant. When you penetrate a woman, okay, private part, okay, you are establishing a covenant between you and her. So when you read, Jeremiah, I believe, 6 and 2, who tells you that the Most High look at you as a daughter of Zion, meaning he married you. And that's what he said again in Jeremiah 3, when he gives the analogy of a woman that leave her husband and go and defile herself with another man. All right? So that's what we did. We defile ourselves with other philosophy, other idolatries, other ways. Okay? So therefore the Most High kind of gave us a bill of divorce, right? So the Most High, okay, he make a covenant with someone, meaning you're married to him. You're in covenant with him. Okay? Right. It's the same thing. There's do's and don't. Whenever you go, and worship another God, meaning you go and have sex, spiritual adultery with another God, Yahweh is against you. Yahweh, now, he kind of punishes you, right? Now, we all know that the Most High has the right hand side and the left hand side. The left hand side, that's where the demon operate. But the demon are ministering spirit, just like the angel are ministering spirit. Okay? So the demon, they act like the king. They act like the boss. The boss is Yahweh. So whatever Yahweh does, that's what they want to do. So when they come to you, they possess you, they make you their wives. All right? That's what I'm talking about, the spiritual wife. So some brothers have spirit. Some brother, for example, sometimes you're single. Sometimes you're single and you can't get a woman. Every time you get a woman, something, it may be that you have to fast. See, all of these things is what I was reading, Toby, and the Most High revealed things to me, man. Like just meditating and things came up. It's like, because my father used to tell me about him having a spiritual wife. And in West Africa, it's common, man. Some people talk about Mami Wata and the mother of water and everything. Even certain Caribbean place knows about these things. Where your spirit take hold of you and it doesn't want to let go. So what does the Bible tell us about, I think it's Matthew 17. It says that this spirit only goes through what? Prayer and fasting. So brother that don't take their fasting seriously will find out a certain, and it's only, I'm only giving you the example of, the singleness. Sometimes you got eunuch as well, like Paul, like Yahushua when he came back as Yahushua. Some brothers are made eunuch for the work. So basically, their wife is the wisdom, is the truth. But in some cases, it's because you have a spiritual wife. We're going to read it, you will understand. Just because you're in the truth doesn't mean now that's it. You're going to have to do some work in you, man. Fasting, praying, changing your character, changing your patterns. Because sometimes when you change your pattern, what happens is that the demon can now, he can now, because you put in now the work of the good work of the Most High before, so he has to let you go. The strong man going to have to let you go because your new pattern kind of like binds him. Because he clearly says in the scriptures that, when you come in your home, unless you take hold of, of the household, you have to bind the strong man. So a lot of brothers sometimes and sisters have strong men in their life, man. I've seen it. So we have to make fasting and prayer the priority as well in our walk. And not just going out there, because you're going to find out, some brother cannot stop, certain sins. That's because a demon has married you in that particular, because every sin has a demon. And we're going to read it. Before I talk too much, I don't want to be talking too much. We're going to go straight into it and we're going to read it. And then I'm going to explain it. That will be it. It was just like a little, understanding that I wanted to bring forth so people can understand the importance of fasting, man. If you're not fasting, the demon will still have... That's why in this truth, you got brother that acting like demon. You've got brother that are manifesting the characteristic of a particular demon. And I don't even know it. Why? Because they got spiritual wives. Okay? Or spiritual husband. It go both ways basically. It could be a spiritual wife or a spiritual husband. Just like Yahweh is our husband. Alright? Just like Yahweh is our husband. It's a spiritual thing, Demon can be your husband. Demon can be your wife. In the world they say, I have a wife, I have a spiritual wife. And I remember when I was younger, way before I came in the truth, I used to have sex with a lady all the time in my dream. Every time I went to sleep, I was have sex with it. And in that dream, in that realm, I even had like 3 children with her, man. To the point where one day me and her had a big argument. I think it was 1 or 2 children. Me and her have had a big argument, and I throw her away, her with the children. I say, go away, man. I don't want to see you anymore. And she was furious. So one day as I'm sitting down, chilling, in that dream I'm chilling, and I see a woman coming, running toward me, man, trying to strangle me. These are real things, And another day again, I'm sleeping. Real story. I'm sleeping, I'm living in Brixton in that day, in the heart of when Brixton was Brixton. I'm renting like a little studio there, and I came from work. I'm tired. I'm sleeping on the bed, and around 3 o'clock, like I'm me awakened, me sleeping. It's a spiritual thing. I'm in a state basically, and I see a woman with her hair. I see a woman. I couldn't see her face, but I see a lot of hair, long hair, on my shoulder. And I wake up, boom, the thing is gone, and I'm like, damn, what is this? Those are the demons that married you. It's deep, man. So we're going to read that in Tobias. You're going to understand. You're going to understand, man. This is real. The Bible is the realest book ever on earth, man. So the Bible confirms everything that we go through that we don't understand. But once you gain the truth and you start reading the Bible correctly, properly and diligently, you're starting to see certain elements. It just confirms things that you've seen in your life, but you couldn't explain, and the Bible explains it. Now that you're in the truth, you understand it. You know what I'm saying? So I say, let me share it, with brothers. Okay? So we're going to start verse 1. Then I being, Tobias 3, verse 1. Then I being grieved did weep in my sorrow, prayed, saying, O Lord, thou art just, and all thy work and all thy ways are mercy and truth, and thou judgest truly and justly forever. Right? Remember me and look upon me. Punish me not for my sins and ignorance, and the sins of my father who sinned before thee. Right? For they obeyed not thy commandment, wherefore thou hast delivered us for a spoil, and unto captivity, and unto death, and for a proverb of reproach to all the nation among whom we are dispersed. Right? So we're going to jump now, Well, we're going to read it. Verse 5 say, and now thy judgment are many and true. Deal with me according to my sins and 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 my fathers, because we have not kept thy commandment, neither have walked in truth before thee. Verse 6, now therefore deal with me as seemeth best unto thee, and command my spirit to be taken from me, that I may be dissolved and become earth, for it is profitable for me to die rather than to live, because I have heard false reproaches, all right, and have much sorrow. Command therefore that I may now be delivered out of this distress and go into the everlasting place. Then turn not my face away from me. Okay, so that's Toby having the pain, like all of us. We have something, like we're fighting with certain sins. These things cannot go away, man. We sincerely want to get rid of this sin that cannot get away. Or it could be like a sickness or a situation, like a pain you're into. You know, and it goes to show that, yes, a lot of the things we go through right now as men of the Lord is because we pain. You know, we paying for whatever we did in our past life, whatever we did in our life before we came in the truth. We have to pay, man. You pay for your sins. You pay for your sins, man. Whether you're in the truth or not, you pay for it. But just like in the truth, you know why you're paying for it. So therefore, you know your pain. You know the reason why you're in pain. So therefore, it makes it easy, you know. So Toby is trying, man. And he's saying he wanted to die at some point. Some brothers want to die. Some brothers, sometimes they want to commit, they're suicidal. Like yesterday morning, before I went and do some training, I wasn't feeling well, man. I was like, nah, man, something is going on, bro. I don't like it at all. Like, I'm fed up. You know? And that's why sometimes even going for a walk or going for a training, wherever you do, or going to the gym or going to swim or going to meet friends, that, you know, whatever, you can, like, it helps. You know, because I was in a bad place yesterday. All right? So it's Toby, you know. So verse 7 say, and it came to pass the same day. So prayer is very important. When you pray sincerely, the Most High will find a way. One day He gonna get you free from this sin, man. One day. Now you got some brothers, they have only one sin, you know. That is they're fighting. Once they get rid of that sin, they're gonna start flying, man. And the demon know that if this brother is deal with the most, cause there's certain sin, like, you know, that sometimes you see, you don't even know, like I give one. What example of sin that I can give? I don't even know. Those little sins, I don't even know. But there's certain sins that are in your life, those are the main one. And some brother, they go, oh, only one left, man. Some brother going only one or two left, and they're fighting him once. And I believe that as we get close to Jacob's trouble, some brother will just they will have the strength to finally get rid of it, and they will get ready, man. Because when you look at all these, you know, X-Men, you know, all of these, the movie that's coming, that movie, the Black Adam, you know, you look at all Avatar, all of these, you know, movie of heroes, and you know, this is us, man. The elect. Some of the elect will become so great, like, you know, because the Most High will use them. They are the battle axes of Yahweh, right? So they're the Most High will use them, but they will have to clean the vessel to be able to be used, man. And they understand that, and they're fighting for that. I will speak, you know. So this is the time for you to really understand. Wherever you have a spiritual, you know, husband out there, that stop you from really breathing like you're supposed to breathe in this truth. Really operating like you're supposed to operate in this truth. Break it, because if you don't break it off, it's gonna be your death, man. If you don't break off that spiritual, you know, husband, if you don't get rid of it, that will be your death. Yeah. See, so we have a fight. We have a more important fight in this truth, man. So we need to be focused on certain things that are more important. Okay? The rest is trivial. It does not profit. All right? So verse 7, it came to pass the same day that in Ecbatan, a city of Media, Sarah, the daughter of Rachel, was also reproached by her father's maid, because that she had been married. This is where, again, very interesting. She had been married to 7 husbands. Listen to this. Whom Asmodeus, the evil spirit, had killed. Right? Asmodeus, the evil spirit, has killed. So that demon, every time she got married, killed them. Now, let me give you a new analogy. God is a jealous God. Why? Because God don't like you to go to other God. Just like if I'm a husband, I don't want my wife to be looking at other men. I get jealous. That's a natural thing. I get jealous because I don't want it to be defiled. My jealousy is a product, a fruit of what? Of love. Protecting love. Just like Yahweh don't want us to go over there. Just not because he's a hater, but it's a holy jealousy, because that jealousy will stop you from going and destroying yourself, defiling yourself. So he's jealous. Now, take that same analogy and transfer it to the left-hand side. Those demons as well are jealous, man. And we're going to read the verse that will explain that. Those demons are jealous. So, for example, some women cannot get married because they're dealing with that demon that's married to them, meaning in covenant with them. Some way, somehow, that demon entered their life. So that demon then say, I'm the legal owner of this. Any man that come, he's going to have to deal with me. So you're going to be with certain women, and then it doesn't work, and you fighting, and sometimes you'll be sleeping, you will see those demons as well, fighting you. It's real. Okay? So he clearly says here, but she didn't know that. You see? It was revealed to her when the demon, I believe it's Raphael, when one of the, we will read it, one of the angel came. He the one that broke it down. But she didn't know that at the time. Just like a lot of us don't know it. Okay? So say, whom Asmodeus, okay, the evil spirit had killed before they had lain with her. You see that? He didn't even want her to have sex with the man. You know? So the arrangement was made or whatever, and when they go to the, when they're about to go to the room to finish it or whatever, boom. You know what I'm saying? Something happened. So he say, dost thou not know, say there, that thou hast strangled thine husband? So now she's being accused, man, of killing her husband. Thou hast already 7 husbands, neither wast thou named after any of them. So neither of them married you, because before they took you in their house and live with you, boom, they died. Because why? That evil spirit is in your life. Now that evil spirit, he's thinking is your husband. That's the only way. He's thinking, this is my wife, this is my possession. When you read the Bible in, I believe, Ecclesiasticus, is it 24 or 34? That says that if you have a woman that's your possession, same way. Same way. As it is above, it is below. So as human being, it's the same principle. Covenant, same thing. You see? So he say, verse 9 say, wherefore dost thou beat us for them? If they be dead, go thy way after them. Let us never see of thee either son or daughter. Right? Verse 10, when she heard these things, she was very sorrowful, so that she thought to have strangled herself, and she said, I am the only daughter of my father, and if I do this, it shall be a reproach unto him, and I shall bring his old age with sorrow unto the grave. So she figured out, I shouldn't commit suicide because this is deeper, man. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? She go in the right mind. You know what I'm saying? And it goes to show that sometimes women, their spirit is more clear than men, because when it came to Toby wanted to kill me, man. But she had more sense. And when you see that in the street, whenever you have Jake and Eve has more sense than Jake. It's crazy. Okay? Verse 11 say, then she prayed toward the window. You see, toward the window. Which that window? According to when you read the Bible, I believe in Ezekiel 40, or Ezekiel 44, 40 or 44, it tells you about the east. So that's why we pray to the east. Because you see, it's windows. It's a portal. It's a spiritual thing that we should know, man. There are portals out there. The prayer, when you go to the east, there is a portal of the window of prayer when you pray that the angel come to receive. There's even a priest that said that the angel come at the certain hour to gather the prayer of the saints, of the elect. You see? So prayer and fasting is very important. So she said, then she prayed. Then she prayed toward the window and said, blessed art thou, O Lord my God, Yahweh, and thine holy and glorious name, see, is blessed and honorable forever. Let all thy works praise thee forever. You see? And it says, and now, O Lord, I set my eyes and my face toward thee, and say, take me out of the earth that I may hear no more the reproach. Right? So the pain's hard now. She's thinking about it again, get rid of her, you know what I'm saying, commit suicide, you know. Verse 14 says, thou knowest, Lord, that I'm pure from all sin with men. So she never had sex, but she was possessed, she was married to that demon. We will understand it very soon. So, you know, we can jump, you know, to verse 7, you know, verse 17, you know, and you can read 14 and 15 in your own time. But let's jump to verse 17. So, because that's what the point is. And verse 17 says, Toby 3, verse 17 says, and Raphael was sent to heal them both. That is to scale away the whiteness of Toby's eyes. So Toby had an issue, and, you know, he was healed. And he said to give Sarah, listen to this, the daughter of Rachel, you know, for a wife. So he took another angel to intervene in that situation. And listen to this, he say, you know, and to give Sarah, the daughter of Rachel, for a wife to Tobias, okay, the son of Toby, and to bind Asmodeus, listen to this, the evil spirit, listen to this, the key is in the next sentence, because she belonged to Tobias by a right of inheritance. Now what does it mean? There's twofold. Obviously by right of inheritance, meaning they are the same, you know, the same stock, the Hebrew Israelite, probably from the same tribe. You know what I'm saying? And if you read it, even in Tobias, it tells you that you should marry the woman of your tribe. You know what I'm saying? Now we're in Israel, we're in captivity. If you, as long as she's Israel, that's what it is. Whether she's from Ephraim or whatever, you're Judah or Benjamin, it don't matter as long as she's Israel. Right? But in that time, it was good to marry. Judah married Judah, Benjamin married Benjamin, Levi married Levi, Ephraim married Ephraim, Zebulun married Zebulun, right? But now that's the first one, the first understanding of it. The second understanding of it is this. I'll read it again. It say, because it say, and to bind Asmodeus, the evil spirit, so you have to be bind, all right? Because she belonged to Tobias. So the woman, that girl, Sarah, okay, is it Sarah? Let me check it again. Yeah, Sarah. Yeah, Sarah. So Sarah, right, wasn't married, didn't belong to that demon, although he thought that she belonged to him, but he belonged to who? She belonged to who? To Tobias. Do you understand that? All right? So she didn't belong to that demon. Belong. Possession. So Asmodeus was married to Sarah. It took the angel 3 prayers and I guess fasting, because we all know how people always resort into fasting when you go peak. All right, to get rid of certain situation. So she was possessed, and that's why the term possessed comes from possession. When I say he's possessed by a demon, meaning he's married to a demon. Possession. And the Bible says a woman is your possession, meaning you have a covenant with her. So this is the fight, man. When you see yourself in situation doing the same sin over and over and over again for years and you can't break out of it, that's because you are married to a demon, whatever it is. I'm not going to name it. I'm not going to name any sin. Whatever your sin, and you can't get off because there is a possession that is taking place. Just because you're in the truth doesn't mean that you don't have demon on you, you know. I repeat, just because you're in the truth and you're doing the work doesn't mean that you don't have demon. Like they say in the word, check yourself before you wreck yourself. All right? So I'm checking myself before I wreck myself. But the most I revealed that to me, we're going to have to go hard. Both ways. The first way is first to get rid of that so-called husband, which is not our, because it's proven that it doesn't. We don't belong to him. We belong to Yahweh. But through prayer and fasting, the Most High will come in due time to get rid of it. But we have to be sincere. And then the second one is to do the work sincerely too, with all the doctrine combined and all the protocols that the king has ways to do things, man. Knowing the protocols and knowing the way to do things. Alright? So let's work on ourselves, man. That's the most important thing. So the Most High can have mercy. Let's clean our vessels. So the Most High can have mercies. Let's be real. If you got a brother around you, be real with him. If you see certain things in his life, certain patterns, be real, man. Because at the end of the day, when he fall into that ditch, how will you feel, man? How will you feel? You got to be real. That's what it is to be real. You are in the business of the truth. So you ought to be truthful to one another, man. All right? So I hope you were edified. Hopefully, that was like a little, enlightenment, a session that will kind of like make you meditate upon it and realize that the fight that we are in, man. Okay? So with that, I will turn to the east and I will give praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Waha, Raha, Wadash. Kwam Yesharala. Shalom Yesharala. Shalom Israel.